Do you feel like no one knows you? Okay. We're going to open up the book of John and go to verse 26 that says, "But among you stands one you do not know." Okay. Do you feel like no one knows you? John 1:26 says, "But among you stands one you do not know." All the holy people of the time did not know Jesus was standing among them. Now we're going to go to Philippines 2:14. That's going to tell us, "Do everything without grumbling and arguing, so that you may become blameless and pure." So I feel like if no one knows who you are, maybe you don't even know who you are. So if you start with just trying to do everything without grumbling and arguing and complaining, is a really good place to start. You really start to feel the effects. You start to feel blameless and pure, just like scripture tells us. Then we're going to go to Romans chapter 6, verse 12. "Therefore, do not let sin reign in your mortal bodies, so that you may obey its evil desires." So, obviously, the good book tells us we don't want to give the devil like a foothold, right? But it's like, if we let sin even in a little bit, it starts to reign. We don't realize it. Excuse me. It starts to reign inside of our mortal bodies, and we start to become a slave. We start to obey its evil desires, just like it says, you know. Then go to First John, the very first book of John. First John, book 3. "See what great love the Father has lavished on us, that we should be called children of God, and that is what we are. The reason the world does not know us is it did not know Him." So again, if no one knows you, where he talks about Jesus, now it's like, you get what I'm saying? There's several examples. Then we're going to go to First Corinthians 2:9. "What no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, what no human mind has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love Him." And it's like, if no human mind has conceived what God has prepared for those who love Him, then it's like, God tells us how powerful our imagination is. But if you just bookmark that for 1 second, then go to Second Corinthians chapter 10, verse 5 says, "We take captive every thought to make it obedient to Christ." So if we're using our imagination mixed with the knowledge of God, keep those two in mind, and then turn your book to Genesis chapter 11. Verse 6 tells us, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them." So that's just like God. I feel like that it's hard to explain how all this stuff comes to me in like little, like it's almost like dominoes or something to me. But it's like a creative stream. But it's like, if you believe in all scripture, which I do, it's like that's saying a lot right there. This is the Lord saying this. That's like, kind of shows you the power of the imagination. So now if you turn to the book of Luke 12, Verse 31, seek but his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Then verse 34, for where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. So like I just feel like if you keep all these in mind, and then go to John 7:38. Okay, so 7:38. Let anyone who is thirsty come to me and drink. Whoever believes in me, as scripture has said, rivers of living water will flow from within them. I always feel like that one is just so beautiful. Let anyone who is thirsty come to me and drink. Whoever believes in me, as scripture has said, rivers of living water will flow from within them. Okay. Now you go to 2 Timothy 3:16. All scripture is God-breathed and useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness, so that the servant of God may be thoroughly equipped for every good work. I love that part. You're going to take that part and you're going to mix that with Joshua 1:9. Have I not commanded you, be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid, do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So you're going to mix those two. And then you're going to go to the book of Ecclesiastes 9:7. Go eat your food with gladness and drink your wine with a joyful heart, for God has already approved what you do. I love this because even in this video, it's just kind of always remembers to, it's like reminds me to like kind of take it easy on myself. Don't take myself like so serious like in what I'm doing, and just like take kind of have compassion on myself, take it easy on myself, and enjoy my life, like the book of Ecclesiastes teaches us to go enjoy your food, drink your wine with a glad heart, like kind of like enjoy what you like, what God gives you to have, right? You know what I mean? Excuse me. Okay, so for the very last part, I'm going to go to 3:11 of the same book. He has made everything beautiful in its time.